Hi guys, it's Lynn here. I hope everyone is having an amazing day. Now welcome to part 2 of my indoor houseplants and cacti and succulent plants update. And as I say, we have the majority of our cacti and succulents overwintering in the polytunnel. I'm going to do a separate update video for that coming up after these indoor updates. But yesterday was part 1 of the kitchen. So if you didn't see that video, do check that video out. I'll put links up above and down below in the video description. And this is the part 2, which is the grow room, which is also my office. And this is where I overwinter a lot of the smaller plants and a lot of the seedlings and things like that. And the majority of the orchids and other big plants as well. So here we go. I'm going to start off first of all with the hanging basket stand. And this hanging basket stand is where we have all of our big hanging basket epiphytic cacti. We have a lot of epiphytic cacti also in the polytunnel, which I'll show you when I do the polytunnel update. But these are the ones that are not so cold hardy and they're better off overwintered indoors. And first of all here, I have this Ribsalis here. This is one, there's about 3 different types of Ribsalis in here. This is the one that has a very pencil-like stems, leaves I should say, if you can call them leaves, modified leaves. And this one here is what hangs down. I'll just show you the hanging basket there with it all hanging down. Absolutely wonderful variety here. And if you want to know, it would take too long for me to say all the individual, and I'm hopeless at pronouncing the names. And I used to put all the text going across of each individual plant, but it used to take me forever. So if you want to know what each individual plant is, just let me know in the comments down below and ask me what part of the video it's at, and I'll let you know the correct name for as many as I can if you want to know. It's easier that way. So, but this is the one with the lovely long sort of pencil-like leaf segments there. This one here is Ribsalis Paradoxa, and this one is gorgeous. It's often nicknamed the mistletoe cactus, as a lot of the Ribsalis are, because of its lovely jointed, segmented leaf segments, as you can see there. Absolutely beautiful variety. And this is a very old plant as well. It's touching the floor, the way it's hanging down always reminds me a bit like dreadlocks. It's an absolutely cool epiphytic cactus to grow, and it does very well there. As you can see, the sun comes in. This is a south facing window. The sun comes right across onto these, so they get a little bit more indirect sunlight, which they seem to really love. And also we have the grow lights on in here as well, so that gives additional light to all the ones on the table and all the ones that are away from the window as well. And here another one of a Ribsalis one. I think this is Ribsalis Cacantha, yeah, Casutha. And that one there, I'll just put that label there because then I'll put it back again. That one is also, looks like a load of grass. It's quite remarkable how many different types of Ribsalis varieties there are. But that's doing really well, growing well. Another Ribsalis one here. This one again is more of the wider leaved stem segments. Lovely sort of appearance to them there. Lovely big hanging basket. Look how long the trailing stems are there. And this one here is also, this is a Selenicerius stroke epiphyllum chrysocardium, often nicknamed the fern cactus, because obviously it looks more like a fern than it actually does a cactus. But it is actually a cactus. It's an epiphytic cactus there. And happy to say loads of new growth on that. Lovely new leaf forming there. Beautiful appearance to it. And look at it going all the way around there. Comes all the way across. That's doing really well. This one here, I'll just show you. Yep, this is one of our wavy leaves. This is Epiphyllum guatemalense, monstrose. It has lovely sort of wavy leaf appearance to it there. And here down the bottom we have a couple of our dragon fruit, the bigger dragon fruit cacti here, commonly known as the Hylocereus variety there. They're overwintering on the bottom. And also I had to turn these 2 grow lights off because otherwise the camera goes a bit funny when I'm filming. That gets light from the grow lights directly onto these, and also a lot of indirect sun that comes onto them as well from the window. And then here we have, this is another Ribsalis as well. This one is the one that has lovely sort of wider leaves on it as well. Absolutely gorgeous variety there. And here, this is more Ribsalis as well. This is a Ribsalis crispata. Lovely hanging basket there. Very, doing really well. I'll show you the lovely leaves on that hang down. Absolutely beautiful variety. And then we have here one of the zigzag variety cacti. This one is Epiphyllum Anthocyanus. Oh, hopeless at pronouncing the names. And this one is the one that's the pink flowering one. And then we have the white flowering one that we have in our polytunnel that's been blooming beautiful now for a couple of weeks on and off. And this one is the pink one. This one hasn't bloomed for us yet, but hopefully in the future. And the reason why this one is inside the house and our other one, the one with the white flower, is actually in the polytunnel is because this particular one, last year, as you can see, got a lot of brown spots on it from the cold, usually the cold, and it doesn't do too well in cold temperatures. So this is why we've got this indoors, and we keep our polytunnel at about 5 to 7 degrees Celsius, about 41 to 45 degree Fahrenheit minimum. But sometimes a lot of these epiphytic plants need a minimum of 10 C, 50 Fahrenheit. So that's why we have some in the house and some in the polytunnel. So that's the hanging basket stand there, as you can see. Lovely selection of different types of epiphytic plants all on there. Now here we have the plant table here with a mixture, and it's going to be impossible sadly for me to reach into the window, so hopefully you'll be able to see as much as you can. But what I'm going to do here now is just show you what I've got here. This is a grow light. This is a Mars Hydro SP150. It's absolutely brilliant. Lights the whole of this table up. We've got a Spider Farmer grow light as well. That's brilliant as well. Lights all that up. And another Mars Hydro one here. That lights all this table. And we have a Ribsalis grow light. Switch that off because I don't really need to have that on. On bright days like today, there's enough light coming from all of these to light up the whole table. But when it's very dark days, I put this one on as well, and it helps to give the orchids extra light. But they seem to get plenty of light as it is. So I'll show you first of all the seedlings. Got a lot of our seedlings, the majority of our young cactus seedlings that are over a year old in our polytunnel, which I'll show you when I do the polytunnel update. These ones are more younger still, or these ones are particularly fragile and have to be overwintered indoors. This is Basilicactus variety stellara, and these are sort of a type of Ribsalis variety. These obviously probably will be okay in the polytunnel because they're over about a couple of years old now, but I just wanted to be on the safe side to bring them in. And these are Pereskia chichipi seedlings as well, sown in 2019, and they're not cold. Even the adult plants are not cold hardy, so that's why we're overwintering these inside, and we're potting them up in the new year, probably in the April time, into little individual pots. And then here I've got a mixture of a few other things here. I've got Ariocarpus varieties there. I've got Astrophytums, Hintoni, and believe it or not, there is actually 4. I don't know whether you can see, it's so tiny to see with the anyway and the condensation, but there's actually 4 that's germinated in there. Blossfeldiana as well, very, very microscopic, but there are little green dots in there where they've germinated a few months ago. Here we've got some Mellow Cactus as well. And then here's a load of mixed cactus seeds that have got under glass, and they don't really see here. These are the largest ones. These are Euphorbia seedlings that the seeds were gifted to me from my wonderful friend Natalie, who lives in Dublin here in Ireland. So Natalie, if you're watching this, these are the lovely little Euphorbia seedlings. I just don't know whether you can see. I don't really want to take the lid off, but you might be able to see through the glass how well they're doing. And there's a mixture of other type of cactus in here, seeds, and some that have recently germinated, some that have been a few months old. And the seeds I got from my wonderful friend Alex in Philadelphia, and also seeds I got from my wonderful friend Anna, Cactus Caffeine, here on YouTube. I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with Anna. And as you can see, Anna, the seeds are doing really well. These have all germinated here, a mixture of Trichocereus and other varieties as well there. And some of them have actually germinated, but because they're covered in moss, you can't really see them. But they are under the moss there. They're too young to move the moss. I don't want to damage the seedlings, but they've all sort of germinated, which is good to see. And here I've got some cuttings I'm rooting in water there, some epiphytic cuttings and Preschool. And then here we've got just move that away, a mixture of sort of Kalanchoe here. We've got Kalanchoe Blossfeldianas coming into bud, other little small Kalanchoes there. That's the Kalanchoe magic bells, which are from the plantlets that they're growing. So the mother plant's dying back now after its flower, but this is the plantlets I've propagated. They're doing well. Some more mother of thousands, different varieties there. I've got all smaller ones that's growing well. And more Kalanchoe there also, mother of thousands plants. And they're the Tubiflora. And this is my Cissus quadriangularis succulent here. It's quite amazing, wacky succulent, and it's sort of like a vine. It's going all the way up here. Beautiful, beautiful plant. I'll just show you here where the stem goes all the way up there. Absolutely gorgeous. Lovely sort of unusual appearance to it there, and goes all the way up, all across onto the window. Absolutely beautiful. Very wacky indeed. And here we've got some Euphorbias that, as I mentioned, we've got some more Euphorbias we had in our kitchen that I did in yesterday's video. But these ones I've got here in the grow room, all different varieties. I say it does take me forever to tell you all the names, but just hopefully you can get a bit of a tour of what we've got here. So if you see any particular plant you really like the look of, just let me know what part in the video it's at and what the plant looks like, and I'll let you know the actual ID of it, rather than just talk all the way through, because it would just take me forever. But a mixture. And in the window there we've got our booby cactus, Mellow Cactus, and another one of our Spiralis. We've got a few different types of them, and a mixture. I think some Preschool cacti, the leafy cacti in the window. They're dropping their leaves now because they're coming into their overwintering, so I reduce the watering and the leaves drop off and then they regrow again in the springtime. Again, different types of cacti there in the windows. This is as close as I can get, so sorry if I can't get any closer, guys. I just can't get because of the table. But there, Astrophytums there, that's our little saguaro, and other types. All here, Ariocarpuses as well, Ariocarpus. This one is a lovely Matucana white flowering one, and it's been in bud for absolutely ages. This was given to us from our wonderful friend Claire from Cactus Cove. And as you can see, Claire, the buds are still on. They did seem to get a little bit bigger, and they've stopped now, but they still feel firm. So you never know, it might bloom in the spring, so I'm leaving it as it is. And say Ariocarpus at the back there. And that's our zebra puncher as well, the one that has a lovely patterning on it. The cobra, I should say, cobra puncher, I meant to say, not zebra. And then a lovely little puncher there as well, that also from Claire from Cactus Cove, because it's doing really well. And a mixture on the table here of everything. Mostly we've got Selenicerius varieties here, and Peniocerius seedlings, and we've got we've also got little odd bods, as I say, there, young plants. A little Mammillaria elongata, also from Claire, which is wonderful, and two little cactus seedlings from Claire as well, doing very well. Some other cactus seedlings I've got there that are potted up, still too young to go in the polytunnel. These are Pachyserius pringlei, and they're all from seeds from Alex also, which are doing really well. And then the Ribsalis varieties here, or our Selenicerius grandiflorus is here. So there's a mixture of everything. We've got Mellow Cactus there. They're not cold hardy, so they have to be overwintered indoors, and I still lightly water them throughout the winter because they are tropical cacti, so they don't like to have a complete dry, and certainly not a cool winter rest either. And Stetsonia corine there, some Stapelias there also, and the lovely big huge Parodia magnifica there, and all the little pups all around it as well. Ocotillo we've got there with the spines there. That's another sort of Pilosocereus variety. This one is an Aloe protera as well, very Ocotillo like. And this one again, another Euphorbia. This is not a cactus, even though it looks like one. It's purely Euphorbia succulent. That is Euphorbia bayoensis. Very beautiful plant. And then here we have the majority of our sort of Lophophora varieties. And we have a lot of Lophophora, commonly known as the peyote cacti, in our polytunnel because they can be very cold hardy. We keep them all dry and cool. But these are ones I recently got, I think it may have been August, September time. So because the guy I got them from had them in his apartment in London and never been outside, I wanted to overwinter them the first year indoors rather than put them out into a cool polytunnel if they're not used to it. He grew them all from seed, so happy to say they're settling in really, really well here. And these are Lophophora Frikai, beautiful Lophophora diffusas, and Epilantha micromerices, very beautiful plants. Lophophora williamsi variety, decipens there, and Caspatitosas, lots and lots of different varieties, and doing very, very well. As those of you know me, I love my Lophophora cacti. They're probably one of my favourite cacti actually. They're beautiful. And here got two Frithia, commonly known as baby toes. They were actually starting to come into bud. This one started to flower and then it just sort of died off. And there's signs of another flower bud forming there. They were coming into bud when they were in the polytunnel, but when I brought them into overwinter, obviously moving them in, I think it's just stopped the flowers from developing properly, but it looks like there could be signs of a flower coming up on that now. More little seedlings there as well. More Lophophoras, again, from the guy Simon who gave me these. Amazing, doing very well here. Corey Panther varieties, all there. And Astrophytums as well. The majority of my Astrophytums are out in the polytunnel, but I brought the smaller ones in to overwinter because they're still quite small. Here, all little young ones, as you can see, doing really well here. All settling into the grow room for the winter rest. As I say, there's nothing really much happening because they're all sort of resting for the winter. And more of these are Homolycephalus texensis. They're what are grown from seed. More little Astrophytum seedlings that I've got here that are grown from seed. Also, Astrophytum Ludder, I think that's right, Coalensi. Little cuties. And then these are little Lophophora texensis seedlings here that I got from our wonderful friend Clyde Morris from Morris Park in the Ozarks. So hi Clyde, there's all the little texensis seedlings here. They're still very small, but they're growing well anyway. So keep these still lightly watered over the winter because they are still growing and they're young seedlings. Now this is my Hoya Kerry single leaf there. Happy to say it's got a new growth on it, so I'm happy to see that because it's sometimes a lot of these single leaf ones are potted up, planted up without any of the actual stem part, which has the nodes, and they don't live long term. But this one had the node on it and it had a great root system, and I'm happy to say it's sending out new growth. And this is my very old Hoya Kerry here. I haven't had it a long time, but it's an old plant, as you can see. About 3 years I've had this one now, and it's a beautiful plant. Loads of lovely heart-shaped leaves on it. And this, if you want to know what this is hanging up here, this is a Pilosarius cutting. We have a lot of Pilosarius, but when we brought this one in from overwinter, from the summer, I should say, to overwinter, we noticed it had a lot of brown at the base and starting to go soft. So we had to do an emergency cut, and we're treating this as a cutting. And the reason why we've got it hanging is because the roots will start to form at the bottom. And if we let this cutting on the side, sometimes they have a habit of the plants sort of growing a little bit twisted, especially when you're overwintering during the winter. But this will encourage, with the grow light as well, encourage roots from the bottom there. So I've made a video on how to root a serious cactus cutting without soil and water. And if you're interested in that, do check out that video. Links will be up above. And it's a good tip if you want to take cuttings of taller cacti, or you happen to have rot or anything like that, and you have to do an emergency cut. We just hang it like this, and then the roots will form out, and then we can once the roots are formed, we can pop this up then into soil in the springtime. And then here we have a few mixture of different type of succulents and cacti. Here we've got Preschool here, the leafy cacti, all there, all overwintering. And then some more little Ribsalis there, and also there. And then we have the Schlumbergeras, commonly known as the Thanksgiving cacti. And these have been blooming beautiful here. I have more in the polytunnel, as you know, but these are all our smaller varieties, and they've been flowering on and off pretty much for the past few weeks. I mean, that's the pink and red one there together, and lovely orange flowering colours, pink flowering. They've all been doing really well. And I've made separate videos on practically all of these that have been flowering, so do check them out, guys. And here there's a Ribsalidopsis there. And these two here, to show, these are seedlings that I've grown from seed. This is a Schlumbergera truncata, commonly known as the Thanksgiving cactus. That's what I've grown from seed from my old, very old, 70-year-old mother plant. And these are the little baby Schlumbergera seedlings there. And this one as well is from my Schlumbergera Orange Brazil. And look at this, absolutely gorgeous. It's about 2 years old now, the seedlings, but so sweet, grown from seed. There. And then here we've got some more Euphorbias, the Euphorbia canariensis. I've grown all these from seed as well myself, so these are doing very well. More of the Euphorbias. This is a lovely old variety from, this is Euphorbia polycantha, which is a cutting from the one downstairs in the kitchen. Yeah, Euphorbia stellata as well. And more, these are the medusoid Euphorbias. Again here, these are quite old as well, there. And then the Euphorbia mammillaris, the commonly known as the corn cob. I've got a couple of these also in our kitchen window, which I showed you in yesterday's video. But these are the variegated forms as well. And look at this one, it's growing wild. That's actually how it grows. There's nothing wrong with this plant. It just grows like that. Pretty wacky. I have to have it leaning all across the other plants there so it doesn't topple over. But it's quite remarkable in itself. And then here I've got all the orchids. I say we've got more orchids downstairs, more phalaenopsises in the kitchen, which I showed you in yesterday's video. These are our other orchids here, that mixture of Dendrobiums and Zygopetalums and different varieties here. And this is beautiful, lovely red. It's got really red leaved since it's been under the grow lights. This is really, really lovely. And again, this one is one of the mixture varieties. I think it's I've just got to check the correct name on this one here. Yep, this is a Dendrobium. Dendrobium, it's one of the mystery ones actually. I haven't got a name for this one, but it is just one of the Dendrobiums. And lovely leaf colour on that as well. And then this one here is also another one of this is a Zygopetalum. Just check if I've got the correct name of the Zygopetalum. I haven't. I think it's just labelled as Zygopetalum. But this one as well is in flower spike, so happy to see that there. So that's going to be exciting to see blooms on that. Then I have a mixture of epiphyllums here, epiphytic cacti also, and a few different varieties all on here. And then this one as well, there's another little Ribsalis. This was given to me by Claire from Cactus Cove. So Claire, as you can see, is doing very well here, gets loads of light under the grow lights. Also, this other epiphyllum also from Claire as well. It's doing very well also. And then I have Hylocereus varieties, some more Hylocereus, commonly known as the dragon fruit cacti. All here, they do well under the grow lights, as you can see. Some normal Hylocereus undata, some Peniocereus, some Selenicereus, different varieties all there as well. And this one here is also a Selenicereus variety also here. And a little baby Epiphyllum guatemalense monstrose, a little one I've grown from seed. And this is from seed that Alex in Philadelphia gave me. And it's one of the little curly wavy epiphyllums, as that's doing well there. And then I've got a mixture then also of some Hylocereus sort of cuttings. They're not doing too well, but I'll see how they go over the winter. Now these are all epiphyllum seedlings, lots and lots of different types all here in the tray. They're growing really, really well under this the Mars Hydro grow light there. They're thriving, and these are all seeds from my wonderful friend John, who gave me these seeds earlier this year. And John lives in Knock here in Ireland, and these are all seeds from his own plants. So very exciting. We're obviously transplanting all these in the spring and seeing how they grow, but they're doing very well. And then here I have my little plant stand here, which is very nice. This lovely plant that's growing all along here on this plant stand is Clerodendron Thompsonii. What a name. It's the Clerodendron, and it's absolutely beautiful, I have to say. This is where the plant starts there, and I never put it to go along here. I just had it by the side, and it just took like a vine going all the way up. It's absolutely beautiful. Slumberdura Thors here. This is the 3 different varieties. They've been flowering for a good couple of weeks or so, and I have made videos when they're flowered on these. And the Slumberdura Wild Thor, which is these 3 here, is the one that has the more miniature leaves. As you can see, nice serrated leaves, and the more smaller miniature leaf variety. Very beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. They're all in flower. And then here we have Preschool Godzephianas. I say there's a couple more in the window, as I showed you. These are 2 very old plants. These are my fiancé Hansi's big mother plants he's grown for a very long time. Beautiful golden leaves on them there. Beautiful plants. And believe it or not, they are cacti, because they have areoles where the spines come out of. But people often find that hard to believe it's actually a cactus, but they are. Very, very beautiful plants there. And then here I have my big mother of thousands, Kalanchoe degremantiana, in huge flower spike here, loads of bundles of buds, so this is going to be blooming beautiful very, very soon. And it's making a really good recovery because it did have, as you can see there, the leaves were covered in that annoying powdery mildew and it looked terrible. And I made a video at the time on it and what to do if your plants have this powdery mildew and how to treat it. And I'm happy to say it's completely healed. I mean, it's still got the brown scars and that where the damage has been done, but there's no powdery mildew at all. And I used neem oil on it to get rid of it, and it's worked its magic. It's recovering well. And here more Mother of Thousands. This is Kalanchoe. This one's Kalanchoe tubiflora, which has the thin leaves with the little babies, plant that's grown all along the edges there. Large plants. And this one here is Kalanchoe Dagomontiana times tubiflora, which has more wider leaves but still thin leaves with all the little babies grown all along the edges. No signs of flowers on these two, but very possible they could do. And another Kalanchoe Dagomontiana, but that's also coming up in flower bud. But stay tuned for this when it's flowering. It's going to be amazing. And then here I have my humongous, very large Aloe Carcia plant, and this is beautiful. This plant was gifted to us about 4 years ago now from our wonderful friend Olga, but that would have been about 3 years ago I think, from Olga's Dreamland here on YouTube. And it was just a cutting, and I'm not kidding you, it has grown massive. I mean, it's beautiful. I just show there's my hand, and that's the size of the leaves. It's an absolutely beautiful plant, and it's thriving in that corner. It gets a lot of indirect sun coming across onto it. It does really well. And then now, just to finish off, so many plants, guys. They're my three large chlorophytums, commonly known as the spider plants. They're doing really well here. I've got this one here, which is the one with the big green stripe in the middle. This one that has the white stripe in the middle, and this one which is the all green variety as well. And I'm happy to say they've been flowering on and off pretty much the past few weeks. And I did make a video of this particular one when it was in flower, so do check that out. And if you want to see what chlorophytum spider plants look like in flower, check that video out, links up above, and you'll be surprised at how lovely it looks. It's still sort of sending out little buds and blooms, but when the flowers die off, they form these little cute plantlets, which are just gorgeous to see. As you can see there, beautiful, beautiful plant. So there we go, that's it, guys. Gosh, I'm out of breath now trying to talk about all these plants. And as I say, sorry I couldn't get too close to show you in the window because I can't reach because of the tables in the way, but let me know if there's any plants, any particular spot you want the IDs of, and I can let you know in a bit more info about them. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to know a bit more on how to grow cacti and succulents, then please do check out my website, desertplantsofavalon.com, and also for lots of almost daily videos on cacti and succulents and their care, please do check out my website. Do please subscribe to my channel, and thank you all guys for all your support, and stay tuned for tomorrow's video, part 3 of the indoor houseplant and cacti and succulent update. I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons of plant power from across the Emerald Isle. And until my next video, bye.